Hey guys, today I want to talk about, or I want to share rather, an essay that I wrote. It's really short, but it's really dense and profound. I tend to be a pretty intense person. So feel free to listen to this more than once if it is helpful for you. I find that I listen to podcasts multiple times to really let things sink in. And I just want to encourage you to do that if that is helpful for you. This essay is called Everything is Spiritual. In our Western culture, we create lots of artificial distinctions. For example, my college going daughter and I like to joke about how in college there are these supposedly different majors like political science, history, economics, and social science. The truth is, all of these areas of discipline overlap to the point that they're nearly indistinguishable. Of course, politics has everything to do with economics, which has everything to do with history and everything to do with social science. And let's just throw in religion in the mix because we know that is factored in as well. So, this is an artificial distinction. Another false distinction that Westerners make is between what we consider to be physical and spiritual. Now, science knows all about the physical, down to subatomic particles and mitochondria within cells. It knows all about the physics of muscles and ligaments, as medical students spend loads of time with human cadavers. But it knows nothing about a living body and what keeps those living bodies healthy and alive, such as hope and happiness. No, that is for the experts on spirituality. But here's the thing, everything that is physical is absolutely influenced by the spiritual. And when I say spiritual, I don't mean God, angels, and demons. I'm referring to the nature of the relationships between us, one another, and the world around us. I mean, for those of us who do believe in God, angels, and demons, don't you think that's what they would care about most? Don't you think that's where they would be found? Wouldn't you imagine that God is most happy when you choose to actively love yourself or someone around you? Or that demons are closest when you choose not to? Don't you imagine you might be partnering with something transcendent when you are generous with your finances to those in need? Or that you're partnering with something malevolent when you hoard them? As a therapist, I see the power of our daily choices to do right by ourselves every single day. I see how a client's suicidal depression ameliorates when she decides to get out of bed and call a friend for help, choosing to prioritize herself for the first time in her life, and how her depression dissipates entirely when she finally takes a stand with her mother, creating a boundary and being assertive. I see the young man at age 21 who was hit by or nearly killed by a hit and run driver and experienced a traumatic brain injury as a result. I see how he chooses to say yes to the physical therapist to relearn how to eat his food with a fork and how to go to the bathroom independently. Instead of choosing to give into despair, which is always lurking, he chooses to do the hard, humbling, grueling at times work of pushing his body forward. Every yes that he says, every humbling act that he does is the embodiment of hope, which then begets more. You see, another thing that we Westerners get wrong is the idea that just because hope is invisible, it's just a feeling. This could not be further from the truth. Hope, love, joy, peace are not abstractions that cannot be measured, touched, or seen. the little steps we take for ourselves and others in this life, embody them. We participate in our own deliverance from despair, loneliness, and chaos every single hour of every day by our choices. And let's factor in a concept that Western culture files under the discipline of physics. It's called inertia. Inertia tells us that an object at rest wants to stay at rest, and an object in motion wants to stay in motion. This applies to humans in that our choices beget more of the same. We humans are on a path. We are either moving closer to wholeness or away from it. Each step we take toward wholeness begets more steps on the same trajectory, and they become exponential. Unfortunately, the opposite is true. Our steps toward despair also propel us further down the line. Every step, every choice, every day, every hour, we create ourselves and the world around us. And you thought your life was meaningless. Come now. There's an old Chinese proverb that says the journey of 1,000 steps begins with, the journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step. Of course it does. Let today be the day, friend. Walk with me. Let's keep in step with love. Thanks for listening, you guys. Feel free to share this with a friend or two. Please subscribe to this podcast and please give me a review. Thank you.